Hey there guys, Master here, and I thought I would finally give like a bit of an update of my thoughts of Star Wars Old Republic, and just touch on some of the things that I do enjoy about the game, and quite a few of the things that I do not. So the game has been out since December, and I've been playing since then, and I'm still going to continue because Smuggler series seems to be rather popular. And by rather popular, it's like, hey, I got 10 views on the video, woohoo! So again, as always, guys, if you're enjoying the videos, do pass them around. If not, let me know. I'll see what I can do on improving gameplay and whatnot. But what I like and what I don't like, that seems to be the major thing. I get a lot of questions, even when I talk to fellow coworkers and whatnot. Should I get the game? As an MMO, I play. I'm in a guild, and as you can see, I'm the only one on right now on my Sith here, and it can be fun. I do like the storytelling element of the MMO where you're in a group and whatever choice is made, whichever one is the most popular, that's the choice that everyone goes by, or the story is told through, or whatever. That is cool. Um, I do like the storytelling mode of this game in general. And it is fun. I mean, I'm not going to deny that I haven't had a blast playing it. It has been a great break from WoW, and I still play WoW. Not as much, but, work and whatnot, but I still play WoW, and I still do things in World of Warcraft. I haven't stopped. But there's just something about Old Republic that it's not going, oh, well, it's way better than WoW. Honestly, it is not. It is not better than WoW. And it's just different. Different in content, different in story mode and things like that, but not different in the sense of... Uh-oh, something's attacking me. Different in the sense that I'm not doing, collect hair and bare butts.
Brutal. Better check I still have all my parts.
Whatever. I'm not doing something like that. But the issue comes down to, again, I'm trying to stay away from the negative outburst, but positives. Let's focus on the positives. The companions. I absolutely love the companions. I love the companion system. I love the whole, you press one button and there you go. You've got everything that you could possibly need for your companion. You have your three crafting things here, and you can just send a companion and just go here. No, let's do this one. Here, go get me that lockbox. And in 7.5 minutes, he'll come back with a lockbox. And that's great. And that is definitely innovative. That's definitely different. As compared to WoW, where it's, okay, you gotta go and get it yourself. Gotta get the quest. And that's really cool. I do think that is one thing that BioWare has done a little bit better than WoW. Because if we're going to compare any game, any MMO, you have to start with the top, and the top is WoW. And, well, for now, it's the top is WoW. And it still is. So, forgive me if I keep comparing it to World of Warcraft, because, well, what else am I going to compare it to? It is number one on the list. Now, as compared to, let's see, what else? Positives. I love the space mission things. Dailies. Those are definitely rather interesting. Those are kind of cool. Where you can just get into your thing, do a daily, and you're just blowing up stuff. It's like a classic arcade game almost. And that's really cool. I really do enjoy that. That's fun. Let's see, what else? I love again, the storytelling of it all, you know, you walk up to a quest giver and you can interact with that quest giver, and depending on what you say to that guy is how it's going to end up being. And there's no real like, oh yeah, hey, so you were a dick to this guy, but I'm gonna be real cool with you because no, there's none of that. And each guy is different, and you know the whole your light or your dog, that's cool too. You can be a Jedi and have dark points on your, like, well, for lack of a better word, on your soul. You know, you could be a Jedi becoming a Sith, you know, or a Sith that's morally good, kind of like my character here. She's not evil, but she's not bad either. You know, she's a Sith, but she's not standing around going, "I'm gonna kill everyone." And that's cool. I like that. You know, you can have that variety. You can have that change. You can have that setup. But again, you know, as much as good there is, you know, as good as some of these things are, you know, it's a change from WoW. It's definitely got a sci-fi feel to it. Well, Star Wars doesn't have a sci-fi feel to it. I don't know what will. But at the same time, there's a lot of downsides to the game. And I say downsides because there really isn't anything that I can point at and go, this breaks it, this is way better than WoW. Because to be quite honest, there's quite a few things that WoW is doing or will be doing within the next year that's gonna make Tor just look so ridiculous. For example, skill tree. Anybody who has played World of Warcraft will recognize this setup. Of course, you know, you may have disagreements with how my Sith Warrior is set up. I don't care. I play how I want to play. Whatever. But you look at this and you can see it and go, that's WoW. And WoW has had this. And come Mr. Pandaria, that's going to be gone. WoW's going to have a completely new system, completely, you know, it's going to make this look like a joke. The other thing that WoW is getting rid of, they're already one step ahead, is that Vicious Slice rank 7. And then those words, see trainer. I have to go train that. With Cataclysm, and I didn't even think before Cataclysm, they did away with this. There were no more ranks. You just went and you trained whatever new abilities there were, and your skills just ranked up as you went. You didn't have to go and get rank 6 after you got rank 5. There was none of that. And come even with Mr. Pandaria, that rank 7 C trainer, you're not even gonna have to go see trainer. It's gonna be gone. You're going to be standing there going, okay, so you learned the ability to, you know, shoot a fireball out of your butt. And you have the ability to shoot a fireball out of your butt. You didn't even have to go train it. You can just do it. Congratulations, you've learned how to do it. Tor is already, by that point, is going to be so far behind on the skills. Not just that. Inventory. Inventory is up here. Now, if you look at my inventory, right there, it says, expand inventory module, 20,000 credits. You start off with just this amount here. A 30 slot increment. Which is all well and good, but, you know, there's not 30, you know, you don't start off with a 30 slot bag and WoW. But, at the same time, it's not a money sink. 5,000 credits got me the next 10, so now I have 40. So obviously you would think, the next step would be, another 5,000, another, or maybe even 10, but no, it's 20,000 credits. That means by the time that I'm level 23, and I'm pushing level 25 soon, I have to make a choice. Do I want to get more space in my bags, or do I want to get, like, dang, said, look at that, I'm not paying attention to any of this. Do I want to get, more credits, or do I want to get, or, oh, I'm dead. Oh well. I'll revive here. Do I want to get...
Results were better than expected.
the next spot, the next, level, or do I want to get... a vehicle, or train? My bounty hunter's 37, and she's still maybe about 2 or 3 levels back, because she can't train. She's got, these missions that you do. Yeah, he came back with a locked box from me. That's great. Wonderful. I only got 393 credits from that. I lost credits on that. I could send him out to do that, but that's 780 credits. If he doesn't come back with, at least 800, I make nothing. I lose money on that. And that's what the problem is with it. There's a lot of money sinks here, and you really don't get a lot of money. And the best way to get that money, to be honest, is doing your dailies on the spaceship. But even on that, you can only do it once. You can do the spaceship runs as many times as you would like, but the daily is a daily. You can only do it once a day. So that's kind of a big drawback. They have a lot of money sinks in the game, and no real way of making up that money. Now, granted, by the time you get to level 50, sure, it's easy, but as you're leveling, unless you, and I apologize for the background noise, again, but as you're leveling, there's very few options that you have in order to get everything that you have coming towards you. You have to decide between leveling and a mount. You shouldn't have to decide between leveling and a mount. This is things that Vanilla WoW did. And I'm sorry, but after doing Vanilla WoW, yeah, everybody, oh, I miss Vanilla WoW, I miss Vanilla WoW. Yeah, there were good things about, Vanilla WoW, but there were a lot of bad things. I've said this before, well, my brother and I have discussed this once before. We believe that, World of Warcraft should drop the mount down to 10, level 10. Get your mount at level 10, because you now have 80 more levels after that. And to put the mount at level 10 will help those get to that level. I know, oh, we're trying to, they're pandering to the casuals. Well, yeah, because they want to get them to the end where everybody else is. Consider this for a moment. You were playing World of Warcraft and your entire guild is level 90, and you were just starting out with that guild. Well, yeah, sure, they have no problem running you through the lobby dungeons. Hey, yeah, that's easy. But the problem doesn't lie with the lobby dungeons, it lies with getting there. And if you don't have a whole lot of time to devote to the game and whatnot, getting even up to level 20 can be a little hard. So you want to get there as quick as you possibly can. And a mount always has helped. And sure, Vanilla WoW, everyone will argue, oh, you had to wait till 60. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or you had to wait till 40 or whatever. But they are so beyond that now. Now only 50 levels in here, and halfway through you get your first mount. Okay, that's fine. But it shouldn't be 50,000 credits to get that. When you're sitting at level 25 and you have 25,000 credits. Or you're sitting at, it should be, I don't think it should be a lot lower. I just think some of these money sinks, like your inventory space, shouldn't be done, should be either A, much lower, or B, placed elsewhere. Because this, I honestly think it shouldn't be 780. Maybe around this range, maybe? Or even, not this low, but somewhere between here and here. So maybe between 3 to 400 for that, of that, but at this level. 25 to 32, where this should be all under 100. There should be nothing either under 100 or maximum of 120 right here. 355 is way too much for level 10 through 16. And then that should be no more than 500 throughout this entire thing, no more than 500. And then this should be, well, no more than, not 500, no more than 300, and then no more than 6. And then as you get 9, 12, and then 15. And that should be your maximum. That way you don't feel like you're putting a huge money sink into something that it seems rather vital. Not only that, but storytelling. Your class story is amazing. It is phenomenal. I absolutely love playing my bounty hunter. There is a lot of great things that are going on with the bounty hunter. There are a lot of funny things going on with the bounty hunter. But there's also a lot of problems with the bounty hunter. Do I have any med packs? Oh, nope. I'm gonna fail here. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Alright. Well, let's give it a shot. But, back on track here. Inventory. Back on track here. Where was it? Oh, and the story is great. It's fun. I have no problems with the story of the bounty hunter. The thing is, you see what I'm doing here? I did this with my bounty hunter. I did this exact story with my bounty hunter. Why can't I? And that, I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be, well, okay. Granted, World of Warcraft, if you go to Stranglethorn Vale with whatever, you're gonna get the same story as whoever else you go to. Okay, I understand that, I get that. I have no problem with that. Fine, whatever. But, my thing with that, and what it comes down to, is the fact that, yeah, sure, that's going on, but at the same time, I'm gonna die here, I can tell you that. At the same time, the whole escapade of having to go through whatever else, I have an, I guess the point I'm trying to make, I have options in World of Warcraft, okay? And you don't have options in here. You have, okay, they give you options. Okay, for example, you can go to, at this point I have 2 class quests. And I'll show you once I die here, because I know I'm going to die. I am not doing anything with this guy. I am just not. He's healing himself, and I don't know if I'm not. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to be dead here in a second. I don't have any health. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing some abilities as well. Yeah, that's fine. I gotta start. Yeah, that's the other thing. You get this quest, and you gotta do the entire thing all over again. It's rather ridiculous. Anyways, in WoW, if I go to one of the boards now, not bounty boards, but one of the boards, I have an option to do A or B in that zone. And if I travel outside of the zone, or at that continent. If I travel outside of the continent to, say, if I'm in Kalimdor, I have A and B that I can do in Kalimdor. If I go to Eastern Kingdoms, I have C and D. So I have, like 3 to 4 choices that I can play with. And in my, the Bronxy videos that I'm doing, you can see that I have choices. But here, I'm given 2 class quests, and log, two class quests, okay? So right here, I have Demon's Blood, which I'm trying to work on, and as you can see, it's orange, so it's higher level than me. And then I have Shakedown. Now, I'm given both of these at the exact same time. But I can't pick one or the other. I can't just magically go to it because it's just unfortunate. You know, I can't because it's too high of a level. Alderaan is a level 28 to 32 zone. I'm only level 25. You know, I'm not even level 25. I'm level 23. I'm getting these quests at level 22. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to give you options, but they're faux options. You can't do it until much later. And that is just, it's not fair, to be quite honest. Even in Vanilla WoW, you had options. You know, you could go to Stranglethorn Vale if you wanted, or there was another option that you could have gone to. Especially, I couldn't tell you now since they've done all the changes and everything in between. But you had that. You weren't given, you know, okay, you can go to Stranglethorn Vale, or you could head over to a level 60 zone instead. They didn't give you that. That wasn't said to you. You know, there's nothing stopping me from going over there, but I'll just get my ass handed to me. Whereas here in Tor, you don't have that choice. You know, you want to do that, you know, you want to do your quest, well, tough shit. You know, you can only do this. You can't go do, you know, from your Sith Warrior, you can't do Shakedown at level 23 because it's a level 28 quest. Whereas Demon's Blood, which is a level 26 quest, is the only thing that you have for your class. Now, I could go back and I could do Nar Shaddaa, and I can do Pound of Flesh, and I can do Ghost of Nar Shaddaa if I felt like it. I didn't really want to. Balmora series I could do. In fact, I probably won't. Probably get rid of that right now, bending it, because it's a green quest. Why am I going to go do a green quest? You know, why am I? And these are quests that I'm getting after the fact. You know, I had to stop in Balmora for some reason, and I'm randomly given this quest. Well, it's a level below me. You know, it's below me. Why am I going to go do something green? It's not that it isn't structured well. It's just, you know, I shouldn't be getting a quest to go do something at level 23 or level 20 when it's going to be 4 to 5 levels above me. That just, it's a, I don't want to say a simulation of not being able to do it. For example, alright, looking at your map, I have this quest, the Sons of Palawa Scrapyards. Tatooine. Plugging the leak, supply lines, expedition, into the unknown. These are all above me. You know, I should still be in Nar Shaddaa doing this. But I don't have any class quests. And that was what the real problem comes down to. Is your class quest. As much as I love them, the class quests are great. And again, I do apologize for the sounds in the background. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just unfortunate. For example, Tatooine and Quesh. On my bounty hunter, I finished both areas, both, for my class quest before I finished the actual planet. Unlike Balmora, Nar Shaddaa, as well as your starting area. All of your class quests you finish at the same time as the quest for that actual planet. So you're done at all the exact same time. Pretty much like, you know, in WoW. WoW now, how it goes, okay, so you're going to go head over to Silverpine Forest. Well, you're going to do this quest here. Well, there's about 3 other quests that you can do there at the exact same time and get it done and taken care of. They finally implemented that. Now, Tor has that, but at the same time, they don't. They just don't. And there's nothing you can do about it. I went to Quesh to do my next class quest, and I was like, alright, so I'm going to go do it. And I'm on my bounty hunter. That was it. I did one quest, and it was over. You know, it's kind of like walking into Crystal Song Forest, and then, wow, you know, they had planned all this amazing and great stuff to happen in Crystal Song Forest, but nothing ever really came of it because, hey, too bad, there's nothing you can do about it. And as you can see, I'm trying to do quests here, and I've got Demon's Blood, Expedition into the Unknown, Salvage of Serviceable Verbo Brain, and then, what is it, the supply lines. Well, I can't do any of them. Demon's Blood is too high of a level for me because I've already tried at this level and I've died multiple times. And the other one is a Heroic 2 group. Or, it's a Heroic 2 plus. And you get, that's the other thing I have with that, and I'll get to that in a moment, but if I'm going to be doing a planet, I'm going to be doing my class quest. 1, my class quest should last the entire planet. 2, my exploration of the planet should be all tied together. My bounty hunter, I got my next companion and whatnot on Tatooine, but it was so unfulfilling because as soon as I beat him, that was it. I moved on to, my next class quest was at Alderaan. So I'm pushing through Tatooine to try to level up to Alderaan. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to do that. I should feel like, again, it should be kind of like World of Warcraft, where you go in, okay, so you have your class quest, and it's going to take you over here. And you have about 4 or 5 other quests that you have in this area that you can do. Great, wonderful, that's awesome. I don't have to worry about doing anything else. Great, love that. I don't have to worry about struggling to find where I should be going next. And I love that, but I would love to see that happen. But right now in Tor, as soon as you're done with like Balmorra, that's it. It goes downhill. Nar Shaddaa is probably the last one you can do, and even that you can jump ahead in your class quest. And you shouldn't be. You really shouldn't be. The other thing I dislike, and I touched on it very, very briefly, are the heroics. The heroic quest. Just for an example, as I was leveling up Alea on, as you saw in the Black Talon videos, as I'm leveling her up, I got to a point where I was like, okay, you're in Korriban, and you have these quests that are heroic. You need at least 2 people to be with you. And great, this guy just wants to randomly attack me. Anyways.
If I die, I'm going to haunt you.
Before I got those quests, I saw guys asking, hey, looking for groups to do these quests. Well, I wanted to do the quests, but I didn't have them, and B, wasn't high enough yet. Now granted, we're talking under level 10 here. I honestly believe there should be no level heroic quest under level 10. I can understand wanting to get everyone to group together, and I have no problem with that, getting a group together and doing, quest. But there should be no heroic quest at that point, not under level 10. That's kind of silly. Even in World of Warcraft, you get one at level 9 for killing Hogger. But by that point, you usually are level 10, if not past, and then you can solo it. But at the same time, you can't, as I was trying to say, I'm in Korriban trying to do it, and I see these guys asking for help, hey, looking for group, looking for group, looking for group. I'm like, okay, I can go do that. And I go and do that. I finally get it. Well, they're no longer looking for a group. They've moved on. I put out there, hey, looking for group, looking for group, looking for group. I find one guy. And we can't do it. And so we disband. Maybe 20, no, not even 20 minutes later, somebody else is shouting, hey, looking for group. I moved on. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be going back just to do one heroic quest that offer really, really good rewards. But at the same time, it's like, I'm so far beyond it. I'm almost done with the starting area. I'm not going back. I'm sorry. It's not that it isn't hard to group up. It's just, it's hard to find the right group. And it's hard to get people together, to be quite honest. Um, and things aren't as easily defined. You know, I think they harken to Vanilla WoW a little too much in this game, in that with the dungeon finder now in WoW, you know exactly what level you should be to be out and doing dead mines in. It's one of the first ones you get, and there you go. Or to do anything like that. And shut up, you stupid droid. I really... to be quite honest, the only thing more annoying than the bird going off in the background is the droid. So annoying. You walk up to him and he just starts talking. But, back on track here. I get distracted rather easily. But in the end, there's quite a few things with Tor that are fundamentally hard to work around, and it makes it kind of grindy and kind of, hey, I'm looking to take a break from WoW. I don't want to be sitting here and playing a game that reminds me of how much I actually need to level. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be entertaining, it's supposed to take you away from it all, but at the same time, I just turn around and I'm wanting to record videos for this game, and at the same time, I'm just sitting here going, I'm too tired to put focus into a game that's gonna stress me out in the end. And to go out and have to do this quest where I've got to defeat the sand demon, defeat a level 25 sand demon, I have to go and do other quests to do this, and I shouldn't have to be trying to find my way through a game. I don't need to be led by the hand. I'm not saying, okay, here's a trail of breadcrumbs, but the structure of it all should be it should flow a little more easier. It should be a little more efficient, if I may use that word. I shouldn't be tied down to you have to do, I'm not saying you have to do this, and this. But for it to be, okay, you have these class quests, they're going to coincide with your questing. Oh, by the way, you're only going to get one on this planet. Then I'm struggling to find out, okay, so where do I really go next? Because your class quest kind of led you there. It led you to that point, but at the same time, it kept you engaged into it. It kept you going, okay, so I've got these 3 quests that are all in this area, and one of them's my class quest, and 2 of them are bonus quests that, you pick up along the way. Great, let's go do it. But then you get to this point where it's kind of like, it's almost like, alright, so we exhausted all of our thoughts on this, and we don't really have anything to do with this area. Sorry. I really think that should have been avoided. I did a class quest for my bounty hunter where I had to go all over a planet to search for this guy to get my 4th companion or my 3rd companion, not counting the droid there. And later on, I went back to level up some more around that planet because I needed the experience. And I'm going to all the areas that I was already in because the quest didn't flow correctly. So, it comes down to, it's a fun and entertaining game, but there are many, 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 many flaws within it. I also don't like their patch system. I'm looking to do an update for the MMOs, but World of Warcraft really didn't have an update. And believe it or not, Tor had a patch, but it wasn't a patch. It was to fix one tiny error in the game. And I'm looking at going, again, World of Warcraft, if they have something like that, it's known as a hotfix. They bring the servers down for 15 minutes, and it's a hotfix. There's no patch, no anything like that. It's, boom, taken care of. Tor, they shut down the game for a couple of hours, and then have you install a patch. Well, how's that supposed to help any? That's interfering with gameplay. If you have a patch, make it a patch. Don't make it patch, 1.1.2b. Oh, it's just to install this one thing. Just one thing. And then that's it. And to me, that just goes, even when WoW does patch 4.2 or 4.3.2.c, it's a content patch. It's not a major content patch, but they're either A, fixing more than one item, or B, implementing more situations or things like that, or C, it's both. And they don't just sit there and go, well, people were getting more experience than they should have out of dungeons, or out of this one dungeon off of this one boss, so we're patching the game to nerf the amount of experience that you're getting off of this one dungeon, out of this one dungeon on this one boss. No, they'll turn around and go hotfix on this dungeon. Servers are down for 15 minutes, and yeah, they're back up. There you go. Have fun. It's just, there's just some fundamental things, flawed with the game. I really think going back to, going back on the inventory, it's nice and all, but a money sink like that, I don't even know what's beyond 20,000, to be quite honest, because I never had that amount to keep up. And not even on my bounty hunter do I have that next slot. It's just, it's too big of a number. I think if you're wanting to do a money sink for, 20,000, it should open up like the rest of this. And then your money sink should go onto your ship rather than this. But another thing is, if you fill up your inventory, in World of Warcraft, your character says to you, my inventory is full. I can't carry anymore. In Tor, you may get a blip on the screen, and that's it. And if you're looking around fighting things, or moving quick, you're not really paying attention to it. And that's just, again, fundamentally flawed. I would love to see them, a content patch where they fix a lot of these things. I don't know if they will. I don't have a strong enough finger on the pulse to know what BioWare is doing, but their storytelling is great, and the game looks kind of, rather impressive. There are fun elements to the game, but there's a few things that, I'm sitting here going, is it any better than WoW? No. There are things that WoW does way better than Tor, and there are things that Tor does way better than WoW. They're rather on equal footing, but in the end, I'd go back to WoW, only just because I'm familiar with it, and I can, there's things on it that I like, whereas this is just like, we'll see what we can do. But that's pretty much my take on it. It's a fun game. The character creator is great. It's definitely detailed in that. I think they missed an opportunity with the races. It's one thing to have, to have a selection of 4 or 5 races, sometimes more, for a class, but you all sound alike. It's like, all right, well, the guys sound like this and the girls sound like this, and it doesn't matter what race you are, you all sound the same. If I compared Caddy to Leia and I had them say the same exact thing, it's the same voice actress. Yeah, WoW has that issue where I'm playing a blood elf and somebody else is playing a blood elf. It's the same voice actor, not specific to class. And the only real difference in that being is, what's the word I'm looking for? Is Death Knights, and they just do some kind of voice modulation with it. Yeah, that's well and good. That's one thing. But then again, you look at it and you go, you've got blood elves, trolls, goblins, orcs, undead, and Tauren. That's 6 races right there, and you got 6 on the other side. That's 12 different voice actors times 2. That's 24. Whereas Tor, you have 4 classes on each side with 2 voice actors. That's 8. So it's a third of the voice actors that they have than World of Warcraft. And they missed out on a great opportunity to do that. I mean, I know that's nitpicking, but that is just, they could have had so many different options on that. Where a human sounds like one way, and a cyborg sounds a little different. Even if they had the voice modulation for a cyborg, that's one thing you could do. But even if you had, a different actress or actor to do the voice, that would have been great. And yes, I'm standing in the middle of my chair. but there's just so many things. I just think there are so many missed opportunities and missed and things just missed with the game. I don't think it's a bad game. I really don't. I think it's a really fun game. It's a really interesting game. But when compared to some of the heavy hitters out there, in that it just there seems to be something missing. And I can't really put my finger on it, but there's many complaints that I've had with it. And I know fanboys are going to be all over, "Oh, how can you just sit and say that?" I just feel like I feel like it's grindy and it's and oh, weren't there for a while. Yeah, I actually was. I've been playing since vanilla. I never got to high-end gaming until level 70, to be honest. I never did. But even then, I was there for the grinding sessions. I was there. I've done it. But at the same time, this is just kind of like, I have one of my guildies from WoW and in this going, "You guys need to get to 50. It's like, yeah, but she was able to level up with, one of the other guildies, and I really don't have that option. Because, everybody's on, so many different schedules interfering. It's hard. And to play it single player, it's really difficult. That seems to be my take on World of Warcraft, guys, and hopefully this video is probably like 30 minutes long. I apologize if it is. Take a look. Oh, it's almost going on an hour. Alright, so that's my take on WoW, guys. Or WoW, Tour, guys. And, yeah. I'll see you around. There's definitely going to be more videos. I'm not going to stop that. I am having fun. It's just, there's just some things that I would love to see fixed. And I hope they do. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you around.